We have sorbet. It doesn't say what type of sorbet, but it has sorbet as a note. This fragrance, guys, it's so stunning, so beautiful. To me, it smells like a crispy, clean, white poplin shirt, fresh out of the dry cleaners. It has great sillage, great projection. It's more squeaky clean and represents that typical laundry clean to perfection. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Giselle. I review perfumes. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you're one of my loyal returning subscribers. So guys, if you like clean scents, this video is for you. And mind you, these are not spring summer exclusives. These are fragrances that you can safely wear all year round. So if you want to hear more about these fragrances, let's get started. So the first fragrance I have on the list today, in no particular order, is Valaya. This is the original. I like Valaya exclusive a lot. In fact, I'm gonna link it down below in case you wanna try it, because it is also a very beautiful scent. Pretty similar to the original, but there are differences. So it's definitely worth trying. However, I prefer the original, and that's what I'm reviewing today. So Valaya, it's a glorious scent. I always say that it's the perfect fragrance for a bride. It is like a bridal type of scent. Very sheer, very translucent, very angelic, so feminine, very sophisticated, very beautiful. It opens very bright. We have mandarin here, we have bergamot, so it's pretty citrusy in the opening, but it also has a pretty prominent peach note. Peach is having a moment in perfumery right now. But here it's done in a very different way. Although it's a fruity fragrance, the peach here, it's not cloying. Peach tends to be a very sweet, juicy note. And although Valaya, it's juicy and slightly sweet, it's not cloying, as I was saying, it's not too achingly sweet, and it doesn't smell like dessert. The dry down, it's pretty woody, and one thing that sets this fragrance apart is that it's actually funny how this scent profile can fool you. Because when you smell Valaya for the first time, the first thought could be, this is a very soft fragrance, and nothing farther from the truth. This is a very strong perfume. It's a powerhouse. It lasts forever. Projection is a beast, and it leaves a very beautiful sillage. The sillage is very sheer, it's very translucent, but it lingers in the air for hours. Longevity has to do with the fact that this perfume has in the base ambrophix and akigala wood, both synthetic molecules created by Givaudan. Thanks Givaudan for creating these powerhouse molecules, because these two molecules are your safe bet when it comes to choosing a very long-lasting fragrance, because not only do they help with longevity, but also with projection. Valaya, it's an all-year-round type of scent, although I think spring and summer is when Valaya truly blooms. But I've worn this fragrance during the winter, guys, and I got an amazing performance, tons of compliments, and I love how it changes a little bit with the temperature. Well, all fragrances do, but this one in particular, during the winter, it becomes pretty crisp and clean, while in warmer weather, it's still very clean. However, the peach note steals the show, and instead of crispy, it becomes a little bit more fruity and sweeter. This fragrance is signature scent material, 100% signature scent worthy, very chic, very elevated, very sophisticated. Again, it's an all year round type of scent. So if you haven't yet, I highly encourage you to try Valaya, because it is a beauty. The next fragrance on my list is Vibrato by Sospiro. This is a gift I received from the house. I couldn't be happier. I absolutely love this perfume. I think it definitely lives up to the hype, and for a good reason. Vibrato is very, so good. Byredo, it's very clean and very fresh. However, this is not the laundry type of clean scent, if it makes sense. It's very clean in its own right, very clean and fresh, but not the typical clean scent reminiscent of shampoo or laundry. It's so good. It's so fresh. It's pretty green. I find something pine-ish to it. Very deep down in the background, kind of lingers in the background, a pine green type of note. It has vetiver in the base, probably is the vetiver. However, it's a very particular type of scent. So if you try Vibrato, let me know in the comments if you also pick that pine-ish type of scent, because I do. It's very citrusy, very bright, very uplifting. It's like a pick-me-up fragrance for me, just with a couple drops. I'm not gonna say it's the best fragrance I've ever smelled in my life because I will be lying to you. That's not true. However, it's a great, great scent. 100% unisex, very chic, very effortless chic. It's totally all year round material. It's very wearable, very mass appealing. Everyone around me has complimented me on this scent. So it is definitely mass appealing. I think it's an easy reach. You can never go wrong with Byredo. It's very sophisticated. Although it opens very bright and citrusy, which I'll say that's a scent profile you will keep smelling for 3/4 of the lifetime of the fragrance. It also has floral notes like rose and magnolia. I love magnolia. It's so bright and clean. And the dry down is beautiful, guys. It's pretty woody. We also have a tonka, we have a little bit of patchouli, we have vetiver, as I said earlier, we have sandalwood, and we have musk. It is pretty long lasting. It lasts anywhere between 6 and 8 hours on my skin with above average projection. Very, very beautiful. I can't recommend this enough. It's a really glorious scent. Even if I hadn't received it in PR, I would have definitely bought this scent because this is 100% one of my favorite scent profiles. Byredo by Sospiro. And the next fragrance I have for you today, guys, it's kind of self-explanatory, and I couldn't make a video about clean scents without including Blanche. This fragrance is the epitome of the clean scent profile. There's nothing cleaner than this on the market. I think no one does clean scents like Byredo. Actually, that's part of their DNA. It's very, very recognizable. And aside from a few fragrances from this house, most of them have this typical minimalist clean DNA. Now, this is the Eau de Parfum, the original. Honestly, I'm not sure about the 𝑙𝙬𝙀. I smell it quite a few times, but I think that the 𝑙𝙬𝙀, although it's very, very beautiful, I think it doesn't smell as clean as this one. I think it smells a little bit sweeter and more floral. Well, this one, it's the one that started it all. And I think the scent profile, the clean, squeaky clean scent profile is way stronger here than in the 𝑙𝙬𝙀 flanker. I'll keep buying the Eau de Parfum as of yet. I am not interested in buying the 𝑙𝙬𝙀, but it's a beautiful, beautiful scent, of course. It's just a matter of preference. Now, as I was saying, this is your squeaky, clean laundry type of scent. To me, it smells like a crispy, clean, white poplin shirt, fresh out of the dry cleaners. This is exactly how Blanche smells to me. It's soapy, it's sheer, it's clean, it's astringent. And the astringent component, I get it. It can be a turnoff for some people. However, I think it's very important to enhance that laundry, squeaky clean type of scent that many people crave, including myself. I love to smell clean. And don't worry, because that astringent component, as the fragrance transitions, will subside. And although you will still smell super clean, that typical astringent component will definitely be toned down. It's very, very pretty. Day or nighttime type of scent, 100% unisex, 100% all year round. Definitely signature scent worthy. And as Ben Gorham, the founder, said, it's pure and simple in structure, but extreme in character. And I couldn't agree more, because this seems to be like a very minimalist, pure type of scent. However, it has a very strong presence. And you know what? To me, it also smells like 5 stars resort fluffy white towels. Think about very expensive Egyptian cotton white fluffy towels. It's very contemporary, very chic. It's pretty aldehydic, especially in the opening, but as the fragrance transitions, you'll lose that aldehydic component and you will start getting more of the floral aspect like peonies, rose, violet, and musk. Gorgeous. If you like this type of squeaky clean, ultra minimalist scent profiles, this fragrance, guys, is a must try. There's nothing cleaner than this on the market. Blanche by Byredo. The next clean fragrance on my list is Love-O-Matic by Room 1015. I love it. As you know, I love this scent profile. So of course I love this one. You know, I will put this in the same category as Valaya and Blanche, although they are completely different, especially from Valaya. It detaches completely from Valaya. However, it does have that aldehydic component that both Valaya and Blanche have. Now, compared to Blanche, I will say these two are more similar than compared to Valaya. It has nothing to do with the scent. Again, scent-wise, they couldn't be more different, Valaya and Love-O-Matic. However, I'll definitely put them in the same category. Both are very clean, very sheer, very translucent. Now, compared to Blanche, I will say there are way more similarities than with Valaya, scent-wise and performance. Now, how it compares to Blanche, they are completely different fragrances. There are similarities, of course, but they are completely different. And if you like this type of scent profile, if you can, it's definitely worth having both. However, there are differences. For example, I will say that Blanche, it's more squeaky clean, it's more minimalist, it's way more astringent, and represents that typical laundry clean to perfection. Like, it's a photorealistic type of scent, I will say. Now, Love-O-Matic is different. I think this is definitely sweeter. It's not astringent. It's more fruity clean than laundry clean, if it makes sense. Beautiful scent. Definitely beautiful, but different. However, these three definitely belong to the same category. This one is pretty aldehydic in the opening. It's very soapy, very bubbly. It's slightly sweet. I know that many people say it's very bubblegummy, and to be honest with you, I can't pick a bubblegummy accord at all, like at all. At least not in the tuberosy traditional way. Tuberose is one of the main components of the bubblegum accord. So in that way, no, I don't pick anything bubblegummy here. But I get where people are coming from because it does have some sweetness. But what I'm getting here, it's more like a berry sweetness rather than the typical bubblegum sweetness. I don't know if it makes sense. I hope it does. But so I'll say what I pick here, it's definitely a berry type of sweetness. Not strawberry, not directly strawberry. Strawberry actually is a note I usually struggle with. I don't pick strawberry here at all, but I do pick a berry sweetness, yes. So lasting power is about 4 or 5 hours on my skin. Blanche lasts definitely longer. Again, on my skin, this is 100% subjective, but Blanche lasts longer and projects better. However, this sillage, this fragrance leaves, it's very remarkable because it leaves a very beautiful sillage, a very beautiful trail every step of the way. Now, this is not a layering material because I think I will be doing a disservice to this beautiful and soft DNA. However, if you want to layer it with something, I'll recommend either Ambroxan or ISO is Super, especially ISO is Super, which adds an extra layer of cleanliness. Or if you want to add something woody, then layer it with Ambroxan. Other than these two synthetic molecules, I'll stay away because, as I said, I won't do a disservice to this beautiful, beautiful DNA. And if you like this type of scent profile, please try Love-O-Matic by Room 1015. The next clean fragrance on this list is Jasmine Kusamono by Armani, and it belongs to the Armani Prive line. This fragrance, guys, it's so stunning, so beautiful, super feminine, ethereal, super clean. This fragrance is so stunning. I don't understand why people don't talk about Jasmine Kusamono. It's so stunning. Even if you don't like jasmine, my daughter, for example, she can't stand jasmine in the traditional way, like creamy, heady, indolic. I don't like that type of jasmine either. However, she loves this perfume. It's so stunning, so elegant, so chic, so easy to wear, mass appealing, completely inoffensive, perfect for all year round. But I think that summer, spring and summer are the seasons for this perfume. So gorgeous. We have pear in the top notes, but not any pear. This is Nashi pear or Asian pear, which is a little bit different from the traditional pear note, which tends to be very juicy and sweet. Nashi pear is sweet, but it's also crispy and crunchy, and that's what makes this fragrance stunning in the winter, because during the winter it becomes crispy and also very crystalline. So we have Nashi pear, as I was saying. We also have jasmine, of course. This is a jasmine fragrance, but again, this is not the indolic jasmine. It's a very clean, like jasmine tea. We have orange blossom, which is pretty prominent, especially if the fragrance transitions, and we also have lily of the valley. It's such a pretty scent, very feminine, ultra sophisticated. This is also a very bridal type of scent. And after the fragrance transitions, it settles into a woody base. However, the woody notes here, which are cedar and sandalwood, have more of a supporting role rather than scent. It's pretty aquatic. It smells like tea jasmine to me. Very dewy, very crystalline. It lasts 5 to 6 hours on my skin. It has great sillage, great projection in the first hour, hour and a half. It definitely is a must-try fragrance, guys. No one talks about Jasmine Kusamono. It's so unfair. This fragrance definitely deserves to be discovered. Jasmine Kusamono by Armani Prive. And the last fragrance I have for you today is Musk Superfluid by 𝙘𝙤𝙎𝙪𝙡𝙍. This is a very different type of clean scent. Also very clean, but in its own right. Not the typical squeaky clean, laundry clean. This is a completely different scent profile. Oops. It's pretty dry, something different. So elegant. I don't know if you're familiar with this house. Oops. I don't know if you're familiar with 𝙘𝙤𝙎𝙪𝙡𝙍, but their fragrances are exquisite. This is also pretty aldehydic, clean, translucent, sheer, but it's pretty dry. I don't know if it has cedar or not, but I can imagine it has cedar, and not any cedar, but Atlas cedar, which is the driest type of cedar you can find. It's pretty green, it's musky, but the musk here is not a cottony, enveloping type of musk. This is a completely different type of direction. Very unique. This scent is very unique. It's a tad bit masculine leaning, and I love that masculine touching scent. I think it adds a 𝑗 ne sais quoi type of thing to fragrances, and this is exactly what this fragrance is. It's something I can't even describe it, because it's very, very different from any clean, musky, green fragrance I've ever tried. If you want something truly different, for example, if you compare Byredo with this one, they are both beautiful, but if we talk about uniqueness, go for this one. Both are gorgeous, don't misunderstand me. This is sweeter, this is fresher, this is more citrusy, definitely a beauty. But this one is no less. It's just different. Again, this is not for everyone. This is more for those who like to smell different, for those who enjoy those masculine leaning scents, dry, greenish, clean type of scent profiles. Super elegant. We have aldehydes, we have neroli, we also have lychee, we have white tea here, we have sorbet. It doesn't say what type of sorbet, but it has sorbet as a note, and it's also musky in the dry down. It's a very complex scent. Again, very different from anything I've smelled, at least in this clean category. That's why I wanted to include it in this list, although it's not for everyone. It's pretty dry and very, very elegant. So this is not for everyone, but if you like, first of all, if you like to smell different, and if you like clean scents, but you don't want to smell like laundry, and you want something clean but different, if you want to expand your olfactory experience, this one is a must try. Musk Superfluid by 𝙘𝙤𝙎𝙪𝙡𝙍. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you're new here, I hope you enjoy my content. And if that's the case, I hope you consider subscribing. And please don't forget to hit the bell icon so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.